Hi and welcome to this new episode. On this episode of the training, I'm going to be showing you how to create your axis, okay, directly in the Protastructure. Okay, so there are times that you may probably import your drawing and you may probably need to add some more, probably maybe you left out a cantilever or a particular structural member and you may want to insert it, okay, or sometimes you may probably just want to do your entire model without importing from your AutoCAD directly from the Protastructure. So you may need to understand how to use the orthogonal axis generator and also how to use this your grid as well, okay. Because there are some structural members that are very simple to achieve. Maybe for example, if you want to model a retaining an overhead tank, that is very simple. You may probably not need to import it, so and so many other structural members like that. So in a case where you want to model like an maybe directly from your Protastructure, all you need to do is to, once you click on this orthogonal axis, I'm also going to be showing you this. If you click on orthogonal axis, click anywhere around your window, it will actually bring out this menu for you. Now what this do for you is it tells you along the A direction, okay, and along one direction, okay. So if this is now axis spacing is telling us that it's 5,000 in 3 places. So in a case where you want it to be 5,000 in 4 places, you can do that, but as it is now, I'm going to click on OK so as for you to see what it will display. From there I can be able to explain better what all of this mean. So if I click on OK, now you can see what happened here is that it's telling us that this to this is 5,000, from here to here is another 5,000, from here to here is another 5,000. so you have 3 spans. That's basically what that means, okay. So you can see the dimension here, 5,000, which is 5 meters interval, okay, although I think there is a little mistake here from the okay, but that's basically what it actually means. You can use the, if you right click to check the dimension, you can measure, okay, so from any distance to confirm what is here if what is given you is correct. So if you look at this top here, you can see it's telling us this is 5 meters, okay. So similarly you can do that for this other axis here to confirm what you have. Can see it's also 5 meters. So that's basically all you need to do. Now let's say I don't want this, or I just want to take another orthogonal axis and play around with it. I will click anywhere around my window. In this case now I'm going to make it so I'm going to show you, you can use your comma 4 meters, you can also use comma 3 meters, because a lot, in most cases you most likely not have equal spans, okay. So in that case you can use the comma. Similarly here, okay, let's leave this as it is. So you can see what we have here. This is showing us this is 3 meters, this is 4 meters, okay, like that. And then this one is 5 meters. If you measure it, it's 5 meters, okay. So you can do away with the dimension that is here and redimension it, okay. So this is basically what is going, how it's going to look like. You can as well take another example in a case where you can see this axis extension length is this extension from here. If you are looking at my cursor to this point, is that extension that this is actually talking about. So you can play around with that extension led, but you can leave it at default. The way it is still okay. So this is basically how to use your orthogonal axis generator. However, you can use whether the comma or you can use this is telling you that you are multiplying. The asterisk here is saying 5,000 times 3, which is 5,000 in 3 places. So that's basically what this is talking about. So once you click on OK, it will come up for you. So you can as well just play around with it. Just know the direction you are going, at what span and at what space. You can as well move this even after generating your axis. You can use the offset to bring it backward. All you need to do is to use Ctrl F2 and then to type the distance. If you are going backward like this, it has to be negative. Okay, so if I'm going backward 1 meter, all I will need to do is to insert the negative first before typing the value, and I'll press enter. It will go offset 1 meter. Okay, so similarly, if I want to offset forward, all I need to do is to hold on Ctrl F2 and I will type 1 meter. I don't need to type in plus, because whenever you are going forward, there is an invisible plus in mathematics. I'm sure most of us are familiar with that. So basically that's how to achieve that when it comes to whether you are going forward. You can type in, if you are going upward, upward is positive, downward is negative. Front, if you are going right ways, is positive. If you are going left ways, is negative. So that's basically all you need to know about this. So you can use many of these tools. You have so many tools you can make use of. If you right click, you can see you have the move tool, you have the rotate, you have the stretch. You can make use of any of these two. You can rotate this axis. If you select a point, you can see you can rotate it this way and it is rotated. So however you want to do it, it doesn't have to be this axis. Any object can be rotated. Once you select the object, click on rotate. Now it will tell you pick the base point to rotate the selected axis. So if you choose anywhere you choose as your base point, if I choose here to be my base point, I can just move my cursor around and it will follow suit. So that's basically how to rotate. You can as well move. All you need to do is just to specify the distance. Like I said, just like your offset, all you need to do is Ctrl F2 and then you specify the distance where you want to move the axis to. So you can play around with it to achieve your design in a case where you probably don't want to import a drawing. Probably maybe you don't have the drawing in DWG format and you just want to do the entire modeling directly from your Protastructure. You don't have to really import. You can manipulate this to suit whatever you want to achieve. Okay, so that's basically how to achieve that. You can as well introduce a grid. You can see this is a grid. If I click here and I will hold on my control to achieve a straight line. Okay, all right. There are other irregular shapes you may probably want to achieve in your Protastructure. Just like I said, maybe you don't maybe you were not able to import your drawing. Okay, you can achieve that even from here. All you need to do is just to, you can probably even introduce a cycle, and maybe in a case where you have a dome. Okay, if you have a dome, you can introduce a cycle. Just know the radius of that cycle. If you know the radius of the cycle, you can just achieve and get that particular cycle. You can see let's say I'm going 1000. Okay, you can go to whatever radius you want to achieve. So once you know the radius, you insert that cycle. You can as well just introduce a grid. Once you come here, sorry, let me pick the grid. this is the center. I can introduce another grid here by just doing similarly, or I can as well just even mirror this if I want to. I can just mirror, but let me insert another. I can mirror character, copy, bring all of to. Okay, I don't have a member here. Anyways, I can just insert another grid if I like. So there are so many ways to achieve a particular result. It doesn't have to be this way, but you can achieve it by just simply doing it this way. You can insert a slab now in a case where probably you have a circular panel like this. Similarly, you can do for a curve beam. You can see here we have arc, we have polyline, we have rectangles. As we proceed, some of these tools we are going to be using them to achieve some great design. You can see you can achieve your arc by just, if you click 2 points, if you know the radius, you can just specify, or you move to where you have it, and you can as well introduce your grid. So specifying this type of grid, you can see once you have the grid, you can insert a slab. So in order for you to be able to insert your structural member, you must have two grids that are intersecting with each other. So if you don't have a grid that intersects with each other, there is no way you can be able to insert any structural member. Okay, for example, I can't insert a panel here, I can't insert a panel here because there is no grid axis that actually intersects here that covers this. So you must have like a bounded like a boundary. Okay, you must have like a, so like this is like is already covered by an axis, so you have an axis covering the whole area. So that's basically how to insert a particular that's basically how to insert a structural member. You must have an axis that intersects with each other in the case of a slab. In the case of a beam, you must have axes that just intersect like this, but in the case of a slab, you must have an area, okay, that are bounded in this way, or whether it's circular or whichever, or however the shape is, like whether it's an irregular shape, all that can be achieved using the Protastructure. You can see another tool here called the polyline. So this polyline, you can, for example, if you have something in the shape of maybe like a trapezium, all that can be achieved, as you can see. So you can come and insert your slab here. You can see our slab has been inserted. So however the shape of your panel is, you can actually achieve that using the Protastructure. So that all that can be done directly from the software, even without importing your drawing. But importing is way more better to have the drawing already done in your AutoCAD, then you just import. It spares you the time and the stress of achieving all of this. But there are times that you may probably need to do one or two editing on your model, probably based on maybe there have been a change in the course of you doing your design. The architect must have probably done one or two changes on the drawings, and then you may need to and then you are already into the structural design already. In that case, you may probably just need to adjust that particular area. So that is where all of this come to play, and then we are going to be considering all of this as we proceed. We use most of these tools, and you are going to see how we demonstrate them. You can see a rectangle is also here. You can as well achieve a rectangular shape if rectangle is what you want to achieve. So similarly for any kind of shape you want to achieve. Okay, so I will see you in the next episode.